Hi Capricorn, welcome to the new moon in Aquarius for February 9th, 2024. New moons open up new cycles for us. The direction that this reading is going in is 8 events, a creative endeavor. So 8 is putting a lot of focus and power behind probably a creative endeavor that you're busy with at the time. Maybe you are going to an event of a creative endeavor that someone else is participating in. That's also possible, but there is a lot of focus behind it and a lot of energy behind it. That's the direction that the reading is going in. Your focus for the next 2 weeks. Queen of Cups. So it's possible that this is the person who is doing the creative endeavor, or you are behaving like the Queen of Cups. This is my Scorpio card. This is somebody who is watery, so emotional, and they put a lot of focus and energy behind their emotions, and maybe even try to understand and figure out their emotional life. This is somebody who can be very psychic and intuitive, so emotion and empathic actually is really important for them. This is your psychic intuitive energy as well, your own psychic intuitive energy. If you are dealing with somebody else, they can be very round in features, round chin, the round forehead. Their hands can be round. Those are the things that you would look for, but they're also very sharing people. On the negative side of the Queen of Cups, they are martyrs. It's martyrdom, right? Okay. Let's have a look and see what's going on. Now, there's big cycles changing with Pluto moving into Aquarius, which portends a 20-year cycle. It changes the 20-year cycle. We've just finished a 20-year and moving into the next 20-year cycle. So I highly suggest that you go to your favorite astrologer and check out what that's doing for you. Also, the Chinese New Year is coming along. So that's another new cycle for us. And there is a lot of planetary activity. But you yourself could be quite creative if this is a creative endeavor, because the Queen of Cups is a very creative individual. And that doesn't have to mean that you're painting or music or whatever, although it can. You can be having some creative solutions to situations. Wow, there's the creativity card itself, the creative principle. So creativity is very big on the list here, Capricorn. Okay, so let's have a look and see what's going on with you. The first column is where you might find yourself at the time of the new moon, or if you are beginning something new, right? I don't know if it's beginning something because we're at 8 here, but 8 is just putting a lot of energy and focus behind something, and she is quite a focused individual. She's in fact focused on her creativity or her emotional side of life with the grail that she's holding. Now, the Five of Swords is a hard card. It's a difficult card. First of all, fives always are instability and change. It's the roller coaster ride. It can be thrilling, but it can also be really scary. It's a very changeable number. And this card is the card of something that was hard won. We had to work really hard to get to that situation. However, we are dealing with the Emperor here, and so there can be some difficulty. This is also the card of humiliation. But I do feel like it's something hard won. This is somebody in authority, right? It's a very male, outgoing energy. It is associated with Aries, and I think Aries can be quite arrogant sometimes. But This is a leader of some sort, somebody with authority. It is foundational. So maybe we had to work really hard to set up this our foundational creative experience that we're dealing with. So let's say we wanted to paint. We had to go through a lot to learn all the basics and to, to figure out the proper ways of making a successful painting. Or if we're a ballerina, right? Long nights, long days practicing, that kind of thing, to really solidify um, our art, whatever that may be. Or you had somebody in authority that would crack the whip, right? That really kind of pushed you and motivated you. Let's say you were a football player and the drills that you had to do over and over and over again, and perhaps he was very difficult or hard on you. So it was something that was very hard won. Maybe you were the authority and you were difficult on yourself. You pushed yourself to your limits, that sort of thing. The Five of Swords is also the card, and especially in the outcome position, it would be you get what you want, but it may not have been the way you wanted it. Yeah, temperance. See, we had to be very patient where this creative endeavor is concerned. We are turning base metals into gold, right? And so it took a lot of time, it took a lot of practice, it took a lot of patience. This card also asks you to spiritualize what you do, to make it mean something. It's not just for the sake of doing it, but it means something to you. It has a deeper connection to the spiritual side or a soulful side of yourself. But it is also patience, and that's difficult with the Five of Swords and the Emperor, because the Emperor may not be somebody who's terribly patient. It's a block, it's a cube, right? It's nothing that you can roll over easily. You have to push it. And 5 is that changeable, difficult energy. So we needed patience. We had to give it time to develop. We had to put our heart and soul into it, something that was very hard won. Then you have the Two of Cups and the Eight of Cups. So the Two of Cups is our relationships, partnerships of all kinds, whether it's romantic, whether it's... so here's another interesting thing. Here we have the Father card and we have the Mother card. So it could have been also the creative project of a child, right? Because we do have partnerships here. But it could also have been the active and the receptive energy. You have to actively plant a seed, but then you have to passively wait for it to germinate and grow and do its thing, right? It's that kind of energy here. But this is are desires that are mirrored in somebody else. And they can be very different people, right? Again, we have that solar energy. We have the, the earthy, more passive female energy, the more active male energy. And so they can be two very different people. But there is something that matches. There's a desire between the two of them that matches and creates a partnership. We both want an event to go well. And this person has been very active. This person may have been very passive in the situation. This is the creative principle, right? That kind of energy. But in any case, there's partnerships here. Now, there is maybe a partnership that we need to let go of some emotional baggage. Remember, this can be martyrdom. This is letting go of old emotional baggage, moving on. It can be something that we really enjoyed at one point, but now it doesn't bring the same energy. It doesn't bring the same happiness that it used to. And so we're moving on. And again, this can be partnerships of all kinds. Or maybe within a partnership, there was a home that we loved. And but now it's time to move on to this other home. And still, the new home could be beautiful. It could be something that we built with our own two hands. And yet we'll never forget the beauty and the wonder and the times and the memories that we had in the home that we first moved into as a couple. It's that kind of energy. Maybe not that particular scenario, but it's that kind of energy. Interesting enough as well, though, is because I'm an artist myself, when I finish a piece, there is this kind of a need to separate from it. Because you've been with a piece for so long, right? You've worked with it so long, and you've lived with it for so long, and then maybe you have to sell it, and it's no longer in your atmosphere, and it's kind of like letting one of your children go. I don't know, because I've never had kids, but that kind of energy, right? And so you have to move on. And the nice thing is, you're going to create a new piece. You're going to, grab a new canvas and paint something else. But we still have to let the old thing and the old painting or the old situation go. Okay, Six of Pentacles. I think this card has been in every reading so far, so there is a need to find some balance. Number 6, right? Always a need to find balance. After 5, 5 is that instability that pushes us to find balance. And here we're finding it with the number 6. Now, I do have something interesting with this card, because I have never, in all the time that I have worked with the tarot, which has been over 30 years, noticed that he's only standing on one leg. So this charitable person, this person who is offering something to the people who have not, have obviously been through his own difficulty, and therefore knows the meaning of charity, knows the meaning of the need to help other people out. The thing is that the artist of this deck, Pamela Smith, didn't do anything in here that wasn't supposed to. There was nothing in here that wasn't supposed to be. Everything in its place. There was a reason for everything. The colors, the background, everything. So I find it interesting that there is only one leg. And I don't know if anybody else has ever noticed it. It's the first time that I have during this new moon. There's a warning that comes with this card that says, be careful what you're giving out. Make sure that what you give out is being used properly. So your help, your partnership, make sure that there's an even distribution, that everybody's doing their part. You're not doing everything. Again, martyrdom, remember. Make sure that everybody's doing their part in this creative endeavor, this creative event that's taking place. You may be putting out some money for it, or helping other people. Now, this can also be a healing situation, but we are looking at a creative event. And like I said, the Queen of Cups is somebody who offers help, money, sympathy, whatever. She is a sharing individual, and this is definitely a sharing situation here. Okay, so the Empress and the Three of Wands. So 2 3s is the Trinity. It's a magical number. It's magic. It's creation itself. The Empress is the creative principle. But it's also can be a mother figure, a grandmother figure, a female, an important female in your life. And this person often is catered to. This is the card where you're queen for the day kind of thing. This is also, would be in a creative endeavor, the creator itself, right? The playwright, the artist, the person where the creative principle flows through. And the Three of Wands is the card of people who can help you. So allies. And it can be people, but it can also be a situation where, let's say you are a playwright, the play has a meaning to it. The play has a moral of the story, right? That can really reach out to people and have something to offer than just entertainment. There's something underneath it that's important that you want to get out, that kind of thing. But it can also be workshops, it can be self-help books, it can be people that help you get a leg up over the competition. They are allies. It's also putting your creative event or endeavor out there and looking to see what the public thinks, right? Who it's sending your ships out and waiting for them to return with news. Was it good? Was it enjoyable? Was it successful? Did I make the right amount of money with it? That kind of energy. It seems to me like there's going to be a lot of planning involved with this creative endeavor. You may not be physically active because this is the repose card, but at the right time you'll pick up this fourth sword and go into action after you have sort of, because this is the physical body may be at rest, but the mental energy keeps on going. It's still whirling. And so this card often says to write down on papers or graphs or, pie charts or whatever, what is going on, what you need to allow your mind to rest as well. This card often says that if you need a rest, please take it, because if you don't, the universe will help you, and it's always better to do it voluntarily. It'll be much easier on you if you do it voluntarily. This does feel a little bit scattered, even though it is a creative event, but that can be because you're dealing with a lot of people or a lot of situations and scenarios with this event, or this production, or whatever it is that's happening for you at this time that you're highly concentrated on. Wisdom. Act with wisdom and people will respect you. And so that's what I mean by, the underlying message, the underlying motivation behind what it is this creative event or this creative endeavor that you're dealing with brings, right? What is the hidden motivation, or what is the motivation, not even hidden, but the motivation, the underlying motivation behind it. Spiritualize, right? It's important to spiritualize it, to make it mean something. Okay, I hope this has been helpful. I will return. It's funny because something just came up. Maybe there's somebody who is building a home or doing something for parents. That's also possible. Even if it's, let's say, like an anniversary party or gathering or something like that. And I know I don't like to make specifics, but when it comes up, then I'll mention it. It came up rather strongly. So there can be somebody who's doing that, because these are very much parental units here, or partnerships of some sort. So it can be anniversary of a husband and wife, or that kind of brother and sister, that kind of thing. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you for listening. I'll return in 2 weeks with a full moon reading. Until then, take very good care, and thank you for listening. I hope it's been helpful. Bye for now.